Hey Rick, how you doing?
Doing great, Megan. It's a Tuesday and it's fall time.
Oh man,
Love
it
this
is
time of year.
gorgeous outside. I'm sitting in my
Mhm.
trophy room today, as you can
I
tell.
can see that.
Can't
Yeah, I
take
love
them
it.
with you, but here they are.
That's right. They look awesome.
Yeah, there's even more in the other room. I don't know if they're worth any money. I can catch them out and take a
Yeah.
vacation, but not likely. Okay,
I've got
so
mine sitting in a box somewhere.
I know, I know. So we were talking the other day about today's topic, and so
Uh-huh.
I was talking about houses that are sitting on the market for longer, and you had an idea about how to offer an alternative for people and go for it. I'm ready. I've got a pen and a piece of paper because I know
Awesome.
you're just going to start firing away.
I know, right? So like, I'm kind of excited about this because this has been around for a really long time, but we've never really been able to use it because the market doesn't support it. And what I mean by that is when you're getting 15 offers on a house, the seller's looking for some price well over asking price. They aren't looking to give you a concession to help you qualify. They don't
Mm-hmm.
care. Now I think that the market is, changing a little bit here. I think we can agree on that. There might be some more opportunities now for buyers to get better terms. And so what buyers to know and sellers to know is that there's a better way to do this in terms of marketing the house and helping it sell faster. And so people talk about they want a lower price. Listen, I get lower price is a great idea, but look at the math on that. If someone drops the price, let's say $10,000 is a minimum price adjustment. What's the benefit to the buyer? The seller still nets $10,000 less. That's okay. That's what they want to do. But where's the benefit to the buyer, and how's that going to help them market the house and attract more buyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but if you just have a $10,000 price reduction, the net benefit to the buyer, $50 a month, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And so, is that a game changer for a buyer? Yeah, maybe not, right?
Yeah.
So here's the solution. It's called a temporary buy down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And so what I mean by that is, let's take for an example, and this is for example purposes only. This is not a rate quote or what today's rates are, just purely for example. Okay. Let's say the rate was at 30-year fixed rate. Let's say it was a 6 and 7/8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, when you do a buy down, you have really one of two choices. They're both temporary in nature. And so you can do what's called a 1-0 buy down, or you can do a 2-0 buy down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? That means that on the 1-0 buy down example, you're buying down the rate 1% for the first year.
Mm-hmm.
So in our example of a 6 and 7/8 note rate, your rate for the first 12 months of that mortgage will be 5 and 7/8.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you're doing a 2-1 buy down, that means you're doing 2% less than the note rate for the first year.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be at 4 and 7/8 for the first year.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second year, it goes to 5 and 7/8.
Mm-hmm.
And then the beginning in year three, it caps out at 6 and 7/8.
So the cap is whatever the current interest rate is.
Correct. The note rate.
Mm-hmm.
The note rate is the cap.
Mm-hmm.
That is the cap rate. So we'll never go above that. So you're going to start off with see, people go, well, can do a permanent buy down. Yes, you can do a permanent buy down as well, but those are very expensive for what you're getting.
Yeah,
And the
you're not
permanent buy
getting the
down is
same.
long term.
Yeah, yeah, you're
Yeah.
permanent buy down,
What
big bucks.
Yeah, so it's a very expensive. That'd be okay if you're going from a 3% rate to a 2 and 5/8 rate. But where the market is today, look, we can never guarantee what the market's going to do. We know that. There's a pretty good bet that sometime in the next 12 months, we'll have an opportunity to refinance these loans to a lower rate. Well,
Mm-hmm.
what would happen if we can get the lower rate now, right? And then when the rates go down the next 12 or 18 months, whatever that number is, they can and then refinance the house to the lower rate and keep that lower rate.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah, so even though you get a 2-0 buy down
Uh-huh.
and the rate
That's a two
adjusts
one.
on the
Uh-huh.
third 2-1,
Uh-huh.
you can refinance out of that. You're not stuck
Uh-huh.
in it in case something
That's
happens.
correct.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
That's correct. You always refinance out of it.
All
So
right.
what's the impact to a seller? Okay. What does that mean to the seller now? And we'll talk about what that means to the buyer as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a cost factor for this. Okay. So on a temporary buy down, Megan, all you're doing You're just gonna pay the difference in that monthly payment for that period of time. So let's look at that example. If you have a 975 purchase price, again, for example, and you're putting 10% down, you're financing 877,500. That's your loan amount, right? If we have a note rate of 6 7/8, and then we take the 1.0 buy down example, make that 5 7/8 for the first 12 months, that drops that payment by $575 to the buyer. That's a nice price reduction in payment.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
575 is pretty nice. So what does that mean in terms of how you calculate it? Well, you take that 575 per month savings times 12. That's the buy down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that means your buy down cost is now $6,900. That's a good trade-off, right?
Yeah.
And so instead of reducing the price by 10,000, let's say then just do a $10,000 buyer credit, take that $6,900 and buy that rate down to 5 7/8 in this example. And then the buyer still has roughly $3,000 more to apply toward other closing costs.
I
And it
love
saves
it.
that buyer $575 per month for the first 12 months. Now, let's say that sometime in the next 12 months, we can refinance that loan to maybe 5.5 or 5 3/4. Guess what? They've got a great payment still.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
they can
love
do
it.
that. Now, the next step would be, which is more expensive, it still works, but not as much because of the cost at this higher price range. So you take that 2.1 buy down, and we'll take that rate now from 6 7/8 for the first 12 months down to 4 7/8. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That difference in payment, though, is pretty cool if you can do it. That difference in payment is $1,121 a month lower to the buyer in that first
I know.
12-month period.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you take that times 12, which is $13,400, $450. Okay. So roughly $13,450 is the cost to buy down the first year. Then the next year goes to 5 7/8, and that cost again is $6,900. So you take that 13,000, and then you take the 6,900. 13,452 plus 6,900. That gives you a total buy down cost of 20,352. So in that example, if the seller's willing to reduce the price by 20,000, take that 20,000, give it to the buyer for that buy down. They're saving $1,100 a month right out of the gate. That's
Mm-hmm.
a big savings.
I like it. And you know, that would be part of the cost that they might be able to write off because it was a closing cost, no? Or you don't know
For the
about that?
seller?
No, for the seller,
Yeah.
for the buyer, yeah. Maybe not
Well, the
because of,
seller's paying it. The
yeah,
seller's paying that expense. So
yeah, that's true.
it's a closing cost concession.
Yeah. Well,
I
that's an
thought.
option.
Mhm.
I like the different choices here. It's definitely a different way to look at things and make it very attractive to the buyer because it's payments that people are looking for. They're looking for
They're looking
what
for a payment.
is
They're looking
the
for a payment.
payment.
Mhm.
Well, very
And that
good, Rick.
either way, it's a big payment savings to the buyer. 575 is a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It's even more money at 11 27.
I like that better. You get it.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, thank
But
you, Rick, for
yeah, but go for like
demonstrating that.
go to like a lower price condo, for example. Maybe something for 700,000. Take that rate down. That's more
Yeah.
affordable in terms of cost, dollar cost. So it's based
Yeah.
on loan amount. But either way, it's a great option. The 1.0 buy down probably in our market is probably the most likely scenario, but
Hmm.
it just depends on the situation.
Hmm.
Either
I
way, it's a
like
great
it.
loan.
That's wonderful. And I am so grateful for you having done all your homework and did a wonderful presentation. Very easy to follow along. And thank you. Now we all learned something new about buy downs, temporary buy
Good
downs.
stuff. Yeah, temporary buy down. Good stuff. I
All right.
love it. We should do more of those.
I know that was good. Thank you, Rick. We'll talk to you
Thanks,
next week.
Megan. You bet. See you later.